The amount of money each presidential election spend is now revealed, and here's why all income might not be happy after this year. Here's everything about how much each presidential candidate spend for the campaign, simplify and summarize for you Turn on the CC if you don't understand my essence, you idiot. So, in case you didn't know candidates cannot just anyhow spend money for their election campaign Everything must be super transparent, and everything must be locked in If not, you might end up like Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump is kind of in trouble now due to this cause some campaign money might have been used as hush money to an adult star. But you get the idea. The finances of an election campaign is like the finances of a listed company, not like the finances of a hawker store 真好吃 kopitiam. And the finances must be transparent which means everyone can see everything It's actually like that throughout the history of Singapore elections Just that in the past if you want to see you need to pay $2 to an election department and head down to the office to see instead. But for the first time the returns for the presidential election 2023 is now available online for free as long as you have a SingPass account. Now here's the thing one rule is that a candidate cannot spend over $812 cause it's like you can only spend up to 30 cents for each registered voter On 20 October morning the returns are open for inspection and guess who spent the most? President Tharman at $738,717. The second is Kok Song who spent $312,131 and lastly is Kin Lian who spent $713,666. As for George Goh cause he's officially not a candidate he didn't need to file Now let's look at each candidate The returns are super comprehensive with all receipts invoices one also included Even receipts of what they makan like how much each chicken rice costs. Cause the receipt for the food for the volunteers must be shown also And I saw in one receipt that Tharman's thing asked for no cucumber for their chicken rice
Oh, why no cucumber? I already give chance to talk so much about onion. Why?
So if you want to see every single grade their staff take or how much they spend on petrol can go through Instead I'm just going to summarize everything for you And it's not confirmed because I'm lazy to go through the hundreds of pages Cause we got a summary Before anything you need to know about the money They can either be donated or you use your own money. You just need to declare them So firstly President Tharman actually received $800,000 worth of donations But because he just spent $738,717 the assets will be returned to donors in to their donations A bulk of his spending wasn't online but offline A total of $481,226 was spent on brochures postages banners Cause if you open your own mailbox you might see him in your mailbox He's everywhere back then and now he's really everywhere. He got spent about $141,000 online His report has 419 pages So unless you really want to know how much he spent for 114 packs of chicken rice without cucumber don't bother to For Kok Song he actually self-funded his entire $312,000 campaigns It's mostly about guest crowd Cause guest crowd helped him for most of his services so he mostly paid them for them to provide the services And lastly of course Kin Lian he has multiple donations ranging from $1 to $9,800 for pay now. His returns has only 38 pages and interestingly he just spent $20 on nice Most of his money is spent on posters and flyers instead. Now for context former President Halimah Yacob spent $228,750 for her campaign in her fight against Halimah Yacob. While in 2011 former President Tony Tang spent $507,070 which is less than the runner-up Dr. Tan Cheng Bock who spent $585,045. So this shows spending more money doesn't mean you will win Instead no matter what you need to spend money to compete. Cause an example of a wise old woman the fight against yourself is always the toughest. Now if you feel smarter and also poorer consider subscribing and also watch this video to know the real role of the president.